one video, so please let me know your opinions in great detail, because this is a topic that I think can spark a lot of debate, and I'm interested in reading all of the well-argumented comments down below. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about our sponsor, the XP Pen Artist Display 24 Pro tablet. I've used XP Pen tablets in the past, and I have to say, they're up there in my good books, so when they reached out offering to sponsor this video, I was genuinely excited. They've got a new display tablet coming out, the Artist 24 Pro, and this product looks really promising. It connects through a USB-C cable to any computer, whether that's a MacBook Pro, iMac, or Windows computer, supporting all of the up-to-date operating systems. It's also compatible with all the popular digital art software, Photoshop, Illustrator, 3ds Max, Krita, Blender, you name it. The display comes in 2K QHD resolution, thus offering a lot of creative control over the line work and level of detail, which is fantastic for a display tablet in this price range. The stylus works battery-free, you don't have to charge it, which is a major plus for me, because it's always annoying when you have to charge a pen, but not this one. And it also supports 60 degrees of tilt function. And here's something really simple, but something that I like a lot. It's the nifty little pen slot up here that can hold your stylus whenever you're not using it. It's stuff like this, or the touch-sensitive keys, which are designed to avoid sticking. It's all of this stuff that when you look at it, you realize that they've put a lot of thought into the user experience during the design process. Now again, this is not a portable tablet, but if you're a professional, it's a great addition to your desk, especially if you're looking for an alternative to the Cintiq at like half the price. So if you're considering purchasing one for yourself, remember to use my custom link in the description. You'll get a pretty nice discount and you're helping out the channel. So once again, thank you to XP Pen for sponsoring us, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.
Then I ran to my mom and screamed, "We are rich! We are rich!" I was so excited I couldn't control myself and started dancing for no reason. My mom thought I was joking and told me to calm down and to bring out the trash.
Okay, we have a lot to unpack here, but first we have to talk a bit about the history of animation on YouTube. The YouTube algorithm has always been a complete mystery to all of us. As someone who makes animation myself, I've seen it change throughout the years, from promoting animated videos for their high production entertainment value to completely burying them under piles of vlogs and pranks and, let's just say, easily churned out content. There was a time in 2014 when animators were wondering whether they even had a future on the platform at all because of this.
It's kind of too hard to work on now for animators. You'll be seeing less, like, you know, crazy animated stuff.
A number of factors, and one is frequency of upload, the other is length of video.
Frequent uploads for an independent animation channel are incredibly unreasonable.
Because YouTube has very recently changed their payment format from a per-view monetization system into a watch time monetization system.
And then something happened around 2016 when all of a sudden animation started being pushed a lot more. Nobody knows why, how, or what happened, but with a proverbial push of the button, the algorithm started favoring animation once again. And of all the animated subgenres, storytime animation in particular benefited the most.
I've never owned a pet until last year when I got Nala.
A couple months ago, I went to visit the college campus that I planned on attending. That's when I decided I'd like to try skateboarding.
You know, I never really understood trigger words until I got roommates.
Now, this is all charming and wonderful, except, as is the case with everything, there was a flip side to this coin. You see, well,
Trigger words until I got
I'd like to try to go
particular animation once again. And of all the animated subgenres, storytime animation in particular benefited the most.
I've never owned a pet until last year when I got Nala.
A couple months ago, I went to visit the college campus that I planned on attending. That's when I decided I'd like to try skateboarding.
You know, I never really understood trigger words until I got roommates.
Now, this is all charming and wonderful, except, as is the case with everything, there was a flip side to this coin. You see, whenever something thrives, copycats, wannabes, and ridiculously low production clones pollute the medium. And I'm not even talking about Fox Goodman here, who is a notorious tracer. I'm talking about entire channels that upload made-up storytime videos with ridiculous plots, like Share My Story with almost 2 million subscribers, My Story Anime, with 2.3 million. Actually happened, which is in all caps by the way, so it must have actually happened, right? This one has 3.7 million subscribers, and these channels are getting hundreds of millions of views every month. The upload frequency is insane. A regular animator takes about a month to finish a video. This channel uploads an animated video literally every single day. It's over. The machines have already won. There's an entire subgenre of videos all titled I became a millionaire at age blank. It's always a very young age, like 17 or 15, and it always follows the exact same pattern. Like this one, for example. The thumbnail alone is straight out of a fever dream. Let's take a look.
I grew up in an average family. Me, mom, dad, and 2 of my siblings weren't remarkable in any way, but we were still happy and got along with each other. That is, until my father died.
Okay, what? We're not even 10 seconds in. So wait, he got shot and then his arms fell off? The mother doesn't give a shit, apparently. She just washes the dishes with a smile on her face while one of her kids turns into Spider-Man.
I can only imagine how horrified my mother was. 3 kids, no work experience, no degree, and no one to help her out. All of my grandparents died long ago. She didn't give up though.
Okay, so she applies for a job, and the boss, who we know is the boss because of this huge sign behind him that says boss, takes her resume in his gigantic hand, hugs it, and then throws it in the garbage. You know, as every employer does when you apply for a job. Some assistant walks in, "Excuse me, Mr. Boss, you have an important conference call on line 2. He's like, "Can't you see I'm busy here? I've got all these resumes to throw in the garbage."
The people from the utility services cut the heating to our apartment. The weather was frigid, but the winter had barely begun.
So this guy is coming to their house to cut the heating with a giant pair of scissors, and what's even more frustrating is that he doesn't even use it. He just puts his hand on the installation, and with his utility man powers, he stops the heating. Why are you holding scissors at all?
I skipped school since helping my mother was more important. After standing behind a counter in bitter cold, I got pneumonia. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad. The important thing was discovering I had a knack for trade.
I'm sorry, what? She got pneumonia, or as she calls it,
Pneumonia.
but apparently it was worth it because she discovered she's good at selling things. This story is so fake, I can't. When you have pneumonia, you don't just cough a few times in between selling jugs of gasoline or whatever she's selling here. You get fever, sweating, and shaking chills, stabbing, chest pain, nausea, and vomiting, especially in small children, which this person supposedly is. Look, I'm gonna spare you the rest of the video. The story goes, she makes some money from selling all of this crap. She opens a gym, becomes very successful, and then she and her family live happily ever after.
Today, I am 19. I own the best fitness center in our town and several sports nutrition stores. My dream has come true. My mom is an amateur florist. We sold our old flat and used the money I made to buy a small house with a huge backyard. My brothers study in a good school, and soon they will apply for prestigious colleges.
You would think that with all that money, she would probably buy her twin brothers separate books to read from, but I guess f them, right? I got pneumonia trying to buy us a house, okay? The least you can do is buy your own goddamn book. And finally, the video ends with an inspirational message that you too can chase your dreams and get your very own sign that says boss on it. Still not big as the other guy though, just saying. Now, you might be thinking, Andre, come on. What if it's a real story? Aren't you being a bit harsh? And if that's the case, I'm guessing the following video is real as well?
Well, today I'm 19 years old and I now own the best fitness center in town and 2 nutrition stores. I bought a big house for my family and me to live in. There's a large yard in the back, and my mother is a gardener.
It's the same story. It's the same goddamn story. I can't. And then there's this obnoxious kid with another totally real millionaire story.
I was always told I was pretty smart. I guess it must be because I got into programming at a really young age. But I don't like bragging.
It's like they're not even trying. Why would you make your main character so unlikable? Why? Aside from the terrible animation that's probably outsourced from websites like Fiverr, all of these stories follow the exact same beats. There is a kid coming from a poor family in some nondescript country. They're mysteriously smarter than everyone else. They start a business, they become wildly successful really pretty fast, because apparently being a teenager and starting a business cancels out all the grown-up competition out there, who, you know, is supposed to have more experience and resources. But whatever, somehow the kid beats all the competition. They make $1 million exactly on the dot, like they actually get a check for $1 million, because otherwise the title of the video wouldn't make sense, you know? And then finally, they give the money back to the parents who supported their dreams all along, because we need a wholesome moral of the story to make the video more shareable. Now, you may be wondering, how come channels like these are allowed to just put up these clearly made up or exaggerated stories and churn them out every single day? It's repetitive content, it's inauthentic, it barely abides by YouTube's policies, it's right at the cusp, it's 1 millimeter outside of what would technically break the repetitious content policy. And the way they get away with this is by pretending to crowdsource these stories. All of these channels claim to take stories from their audience. Do you have any exciting real-life stories that you would like to share? Send your short story to our email address and we will do our best to animate it. Our viewers will be able to see your story on their smartphone screens, tablets, and PCs. They will share it with their relatives and friends. First of all, that sounds like a bunch of aliens got together and brainstormed how to write that one paragraph. And second of all, how many millionaires do you have in your audience? How many millionaires take time out of their business to send in their life stories to these random ass channels? You know what we should do, Wilfer? We should start our own storytime channel and start churning out these made-up stories ourselves. Let's see, I became a millionaire at age 5. No, scratch that, 3. Try to top that. Parentheses, OMG, upload. I was born a homeless boy. My parents could not afford me, so they put me in a basket and let me go on a river. A family of geese discovered me and took care of me. I became one of them. But I was smarter than them. I don't mean to brag. I taught the geese how to do mathematics. In return, they gave me feathers for the math lessons. A farm nearby discovered my big brain and they wanted to buy all my feathers. They gave me a check for $1 million. It was amazing. I used half of it to buy a giant boss sign, and the second half I gave to my goose parents for supporting my dream. But unfortunately, they ate all the dollar bills because they don't have the concept of money. The end. Millions of views, here we come. Now, to switch topics a little bit, I wanted to give you guys a little update. As you may have noticed, I've been missing for a while, and the main thing that happened in the meantime is